this evening. Good news for some users of the Berbice River Bridge. Aurora Gold Mine invests in Guyana's economy and its students. Amila Falls is still on the table, but other plans come first. In the region, in Brazil, only seconds old and this baby is already breaking the internet. And internationally, former FBI Director James Comey testifies before Congress.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. On Wednesday, Eco Oil and Gas announced that along with its operating partner, Tullow Oil, it has approved a 2,550 square kilometer seismic survey on the company's Orinduik block offshore the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. The survey is anticipated to commence in the next 2 weeks. The Orinduik block is located up dip and just a few kilometers from Exxon's recent Liza and Payara discoveries, confirming by Exxon's estimates in excess of 1.5 billion barrels of recoverable oil. The company and Tullow have completed the first phase of exploration, including evaluating all existing and regional 2D data. Following the results of this study and the ongoing regional success, both parties have agreed to accelerate and significantly increase the originally proposed 1,000 square kilometer 3D survey commitment on the block to a circa 2,550 square kilometers, thus covering the entire block area. Colin Kinley, Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of Eco Atlantic, commented saying, quote, "The 2D interpretation has led to at least 2 significant reservoir leads on the Orinduik block that both we and Tullow believe may hold significant oil, comparable to the world-class regional discoveries identified by Exxon. Eco Atlantic expects to confirm a number of drilling targets with this increased 3D survey, ahead of drilling of the first well in Orinduik, hopefully in 2018. Amila Falls is still in play, but as you will hear in this Andrew Weeks report, government's infrastructural plan is more important than Amila.
Last Thursday, at a post-cabinet media briefing, Minister of State Joseph Harmon said that Minister of Public Infrastructure David Paterson has a plan for the country infrastructurally.
And that plan envisages the developments in roads, in bridges, in aerodromes, in electricity, in the generation of electricity by the various means, that is by wind, by solar energy, and by hydroelectricity.
Harmon said these sources of energy is not ruled out by the administration.
That is to say that in the hydroelectricity sector, Amila Falls is still one of the matters that's concerned.
Site Global made it clear that the flagship project, which would have managed for over 20 years before handing it over to the government, needed the full backing of the National Assembly. The road had been a major thorn in the side of the hydro project after it was awarded to Synergy Holdings, Inc., where Flip Motinal was the original mover for the project. The US $15 million initial price tag access road faced several delays, and the contract was terminated in January 2012 by the government. But, as you will hear in this announcement from the minister, Site Global has sold its property rights of the project.
My understanding from Minister Paterson is that only recently Site Global, which is the company that held the intellectual property rights to that entity, had sold those rights to somebody else. So that there is some movements are taking place outside of Guyana that is not under our control. But what I want to say is that all of these issues, all of the various, I think...
Andrew Weeks, Channel 2, Headline News.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up on Headline News after the break. negotiations held over Berbice Bridge toll, and one gold mine offers students a wealth of knowledge.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Aurora Gold Mine offers students a wealth of knowledge and experience. We took a tour and found out this. One of the newest mining operations in Guyana is Aurora Gold Mine. The Canadian company is the most recent of mining operations to come to Aurora, Region 7, Cayuni-Mazaruni, where mining has taken place in some form since the early 20th century. AGM may be new, but already it has become one of the largest single contributors to Guyana's GDP. This year, they've already added over 28 million US dollars into Guyana's treasury through royalties and indirect payments. The mine is a young one. Interestingly enough, a tour of the site reveals that even much of its staff is young as well. Youthful faces dot the staff of the operations.
Students from GTI, we have University of Guyana engineering students, and we also have students from the Carnegie School of Home Economics. So there's a varied job opportunity, career opportunity, matching opportunity here at Guyana Gold.
Many of the students there are on attachments from various tertiary institutions. But this is not your average internship, and these students are not merely filing papers and fetching coffee. They are given the ability to showcase their skills in a way that will significantly enhance the operations of the mine.
That every week with projects, we split up the team. Sometimes Rafa might be supervising here, Paula supervises another location. We have one other student here who's Domal, who's in turnaround.
The students not only supervise projects, they also plan and execute them. Darian Durrell is a mechanical engineering student at UG. He is currently working on a project to upgrade the mine's tailing storage system. Durrell eagerly shared the progress of his current project.
What I'm working on presently is the tailing system upgrade. We are presently trying to upgrade our system, trying to increase in production. The tailing system is really the end of our system, where it's like a digestive system you can eat, but if the end of your system is not large enough, you can produce or push out. You're going to eat and flub out. So
students interested in the fields of engineering, project planning, and computer programming can find their job prospects to be very bright at the gold mine. The management is constantly looking for skilled technicians to fill their ranks.
Engineers, planners, programmers, any talented person could be a planner if they've got the mentality for it and they know how to use software and they can think long-term and 3-4 dimensional.
Aurora Gold Mine, Guyana Goldfields, is a company that is on the move. Currently, the mine is expected to operate for the next 20 years. But as the company does further geological surveys, they expect to find another deposit close by. Nonetheless, AGM has already cemented itself as a company that invests in Guyana's economy and its students. Government is cutting ties with all privately owned pharmaceutical bonds, even as it prepares to beef up its storage facilities, all aimed at slashing costs and more efficiently storing and distributing medical supplies to the public health sector, Minister of Public Health Valda Lawrence said on Wednesday night. According to Demerara Waves, Minister Lawrence told reporters, quote, "As you know, we have had issues with private bonds. This year, we are focusing on ensuring that we can be able to stock our own medications, cut back costs, and invest in the sector of itself." End quote. Lawrence made known government's position one day after the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation began moving out its stocks from the New Guyana Pharmaceutical Corporation, or New GPC, bond at industrial site Rijnveld. The NGPC bond was being rented at 9 million Guyana dollars per month. Similarly, she said the Larry Singh-owned bond at 29 Sussex Street, Alboystown, which is being rented by government for 25 million Guyana dollars monthly, will soon be vacated. Asked whether the government bonds at Diamond, Kingston, and GPHC could house all of government's drugs, she said a lot of expired drugs were recently destroyed, and so there is sufficient space at the state-owned facilities. Additionally, Lawrence said the rate of distribution of drugs to the public sector health facilities has increased, resulting in a smaller stockpile of supplies. The minister said, quote, "We have changed the system in terms of how the drugs are going out to the various institutions. We try to speed up that whole process, so it is no longer a long delay within the warehousing." End quote. Negotiations between the government and the Berbice Bridge Company could soon result in big savings for many commuters. Here's more. Recently, the Berbice Bridge Company Incorporated, or BBCI, approached the Ministry of Public Infrastructure for assistance. Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson saw the situation as an opportunity to negotiate a toll reduction for minibus drivers.
It's supposed to come back to me, well, beginning of this month, it's only a couple of days before. Soon as they come back and soon that's agreed, I'll implement it. So therefore I'm hoping that everybody can make a living and Barbies can make a living.
According to the minister, the negotiations are geared towards ensuring that the number 56 minibuses, which traverse the Rosignol to New Amsterdam route, cross the bridge for a minimal cost.
Must pass next to nothing. So that there will be no difference in cost for a man jumping on the speedboat as opposed to a man jumping on the minibus. Right? Because right now I think you're paying $1,900. That is the proposal I put in it. I don't want the minibuses to pay, not this particular brand of minibus, 56, sorry. That 56 minibuses must pass free.
To the existing high toll to cross the bridge, many Berbetians opt to take the government-subsidized ferry across the river. Because of the cost and the limited ridership, the fleet of Route 56 minibuses in recent years has reduced severely. Consequently, minibus drivers must pass on the cost to riders. By reducing the toll further for minibuses, Minister Patterson intends for the drivers to reduce the fares for their riders. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in Brazil, a video of a newborn baby walking immediately after birth is breaking the internet. The video that went viral on Facebook shows the newborn, who is being held by a nurse, attempting to wrestle and walk free. One India News reports.
Have you ever seen or heard of a newborn baby walking immediately after birth? Okay, if not, I'll show you. A video of a newborn baby walking immediately after birth has taken the internet by storm. The video that went viral on Facebook shows the newborn who is being held by a nurse attempting to wrestle and walk free. Although details of the newborn are yet to be known, the video has already over 50 million views and about 1.3 million shares. While it is normal for newborns to take about 12 months to walk on their own, the baby's footsteps shown in the video are nothing short of a miracle. The video was reportedly posted on Facebook account in Brazil.
And internationally, after firing the FBI chief, President Trump tweeted that James Comey, quote, "better hope there are no tapes of our conversations," end quote. However, giving evidence to Congress, Mr. Comey said he would welcome any such evidence. BBC News reports.
People talk about the crackle of expectation. In Washington this morning, in this room as James Comey walked in, it was palpably there.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please be seated.
It's being called a political Super Bowl, and the former FBI director's opening statement didn't disappoint as he reflected on the manner of his being fired.
The shifting explanations confused me and increasingly concerned me. They confused me because the president and I had had multiple conversations about my job, both before and after he took office. And he had repeatedly told me I was doing a great job and he hoped I would stay.
And he spoke of the president's portrayal of him and the organization he'd led.
The administration then chose to defame me and, more importantly, the FBI by saying that the organization was in disarray, that it was poorly led, that the workforce had lost confidence in its leader. Those were lies, plain and simple.
But first, the committee chair wanted to go over alleged Russian involvement. If this were a game show, this was the quickfire round.
Do you have any doubt that Russia attempted to interfere in the 2016 elections?
None.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the intrusions in the DNC and the DCCC systems and the subsequent leaks of that information?
No, no doubt.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the cyber intrusion into state voter files?
No.
General Michael Flynn, the National Security Advisor, fired for lying about his contacts with Russia, the president wanted to protect, and according to Comey, asked him to drop the FBI inquiry into him. Was that obstruction of justice?
I don't think it's for me to say whether the conversation I had with the president was an effort to obstruct. I took it as a very disturbing thing, very concerning, but that's a conclusion I'm sure the special counsel will work towards to try and understand what the intention was there and whether that's an offense.
But why, one senator wanted to know, if what the president had asked about Michael Flynn was so wrong, hadn't the FBI director cried foul immediately?
I was so stunned by the conversation that I just took it in. And the only thing I could think to say, because I was playing in my mind, because I was going to remember every word he said, I was playing in my mind, what should my response be? And that's why I very carefully chose the words.
Comey was at his most damning when he explained to the committee why he needed to keep records of his conversations with the president.
I was honestly concerned that he might lie about the nature of our meeting, and so I thought it really important to document. That combination of things I'd never experienced before, but it led me to believe I got to write it down, and I got to write it down in a very detailed way.
Days after his sacking, President Trump fired out a warning shot on Twitter that Comey had better hope there aren't tapes of their conversations. Today, it brought this riposte from the former FBI director.
I've seen the tweet about tapes. Lordy, I hope there are tapes.
In Washington this morning, bars opened up early to show the hearing. Everyone will have their own views on what's happened, but the key judgment over whether there was legal wrongdoing will now rest with the independent special counsel who's taken over this investigation. Today marks the end of Act 1. Act 2 now moves to that inquiry.
And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Friday evening at 6 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.